Okay, guys, we are live! So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening, because tonight we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing. Actually, I forgot to grab it. Everyone have a drink. Carl Sargent's outstanding mega adventure, Night Below. And we are playing this at present with the most recent version of the Dungeons & Dragons game. That would be D&D 5th edition. I was going to say 5.5, but that is not the case yet. 5th edition, and with me tonight are the stars of our Night Below campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing? First up, we've got our resident armor smith, Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm not on mute. I'm Dave, and I am playing Druin, Axe Brother, the Undying, the Undaunted, the Returned from the Dead, level 8 War Priest of Clangeddon Silverbeard. And he has a whopping 0 hit points.
Yes.
I'm also playing Alisha Allison, human paladin of St. Cuthbert. She's a level 9 paladin, and she has an equal amount of 0 hit points.
They've got 2 characters and 0 hit points. Nice.
That's how awesome he is.
Next up is Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm playing Chael. He is an 8th level elf cleric of Coralon, and as usual, he's at 0 hit points.
Nice. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Kalador. He is an elven fighter rogue, and he is still on his feet.
Nice. Next up is John.
Hey everyone, I am John. I'm playing Dorman Kettleborn, the College of the Cat Bard, and he's nearly off his feet, but he's got some healing spells. So.
Nice. And last, but certainly not least, making an incredible stealth roll is Andrew.
Hi everyone, you can't see me, but I assure you I am here. I'm Andrew, and I'm playing Shuktu Gemfinder, a Sverflieblen Ranger who's pretty glad he's got some healing abilities because he's looking at this and going, what the hell did you guys do?
So, unfortunately, George is not joining us until a little bit later, so he can't fill us in on the dramatic end himself. Let's head on over to the battle mat. I will find where I placed our deep gnome and bring him back to the fold. And let's see. Where did I put him? There he is. I found him. That was a very short search.
It's always the last place you look.
Yeah, why would you keep looking afterwards?
Exactly.
There we go. We'll bring you in here. I'm going to stick you in the chapelle here. And then I'll shift ping and bring everyone over here. Here's where everybody is. So guys, why don't you tell Andrew what happened last time? And
first of all, much ass was kicked.
Mostly ours.
Well, somewhat ours, but a whole lot of other too.
Yeah, just more of theirs.
Yeah, we destroyed some more zombie orcs and got shot at from above by a couple of the special orcs.
The bushwhackers.
What are they? Bushwhackers. And then Dorman climbed up the wall, and there was a fireball spell cast, and then there was a second fireball spell cast. Knox kept using his staff of the apocalypse, just lighting up the room with walls of fire.
Necromancer showed up and wiped out half the party with a Circle of Death spell or something?
A single necrotic burst, yeah.
Yeah, I think before that, though, Kalador had done some, smite necromancer with his sword.
After Dorman slapped him on the ass and told him to fly, yeah.
Yeah, he gave him a flying spell, and he went up the wall to help Dorman against the necromancer. And you guys were beating him down pretty good until he laid out that spell and wiped out Alisha, Druin, Chael, and Knox. And then Dorman got Knox back up in time for Knox to fireball.
Wall of flame.
Another one.
A wall of flame right next to him, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Knox has used up almost all the charges in the apocalypse staff.
Yeah, it's down to 1 or something.
Well, he's got one use of firewall, I think, and then he's one charge left after that.
I think he said he had one charge left.
Yeah, so Necromancer's done. Well, the Apocalypse staff is pretty low. 3 of us are down and out. Knox and Dorman are barely 2 touchdowns between the 2 of them. And Kalador and Shuk2 and Dorman, please save us.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So then...
and the fight's not over. There's still like a mini horde of orcs outside the door who've been shooting arrows at us the whole last 4 sessions, who've been advancing. So
Yep. So first up, then, will be Chael with a death save, please.
All right, woohoo! My favorite.
Here we go. Oh.
Come on, roll 20.
Or is that instant death?
No. That's just I don't think that you get 2. If someone crits you...
I think if you're on that one, it's 2 failures.
Hold on.
It's 2 failures, yeah.
Like
Is
nat
it?
20 is 2 successes.
Nat 1 is 2 failures, roll 20, you regain 1 hit point. Andrew, you're back!
So, not to derail things, but this is super freaking weird. I tried on a whim to go into my Gmail account on Firefox, logged in, and I started a random Google Meets meeting just to see. And Google Meets can recognize my camera. Now suddenly, for some reason, it's working here too. What the hell's wrong with you, Roll20? Suddenly, I think this is not a Firefox problem, Roll20.
That is hilarious.
I guess I will keep the Google Meets going for this
Yeah, you
entire
might as well
time.
keep it up. In the event that that's what's keeping... It's just the
Amazing.
most like duct taped together of productions.
I mean, I look extremely pixelated right now, but I'll take it.
No, you look like I mean, it's
Find us.
yeah.
Oh, well, on my
I just
end, I
lost
look-
Dave though. No, he's back. Now
do not ask me to
you can
refresh.
spend. We're not playing Savage Worlds, so you could spend your Astonishing Fortune to reroll
Astonishing
that.
Fortune. I was wondering. I think that's let's see who comes after me. Dorman, Kalador.
I'm
Yeah, I think that's
literally
probably
going
a
to
good
heal you.
idea. Is to go ahead and spend it and do a reroll.
Okay.
This guy looks like the orc from
There
the
you
Two
go.
Towers, where he's like trying to get a little bite of Merry and Pippin when they're on the run with the Uruk-hai. He
Meat's
looks like
back on the
Weasley
menu,
one.
boys. All right. Then it is. So, Chio, that was a successful death save. Dorman, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm casting first level Cure Wounds on Chael.
Okay. Chio, you got 10 points back.
And then I'm going to move over towards Alisha, and that's my turn.
Okay. Cal, what are you doing? I think there is
My speed is 50 or 60.
Your flight
You
speed
know,
fly, I think it's I want to say
60,
90,
right?
but I don't know if that's...
Oh, wait, it might be on the screen still if I scroll up a little bit. Sorry. That was-
Yeah. I've got the
fly.
PHP fly 60 feet, 6 here. The trouble is, if you move forward at all, you're going to expose yourself to that wall of fire, because there's a wall of fire in front of you.
Oh, I want to move. Oh, like back into the room there is?
No. If you're moving out of here, like if you're planning on moving back in the room, you're fine.
Because isn't there windows up here? Like I want to go over here.
Yep.
Weren't there windows they were shooting through right up there?
The whole roof is gone, so...
Oh, the whole roof is gone.
He's perched up there, and 60 feet from here would get you there.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
this
go
guy's-
there, but I'm gonna go like to the little bit over like this way so that I'm not in his line of fire. Yeah.
Okay.
Like that. I'm flying over to that guy. Yeah.
Okay. Then it is the orc's turn. Now, here is, first off, Cal, I need you to give us a wisdom save, please. I think it's is it your wisdom that is legendarily terrible, or is it your...
It's bad. I actually have 3 bad stats, but we'll
Okay.
wisdom is pretty bad.
All right. So that is a fail. Would you like to spend Astonishing Fortune to try again?
Yeah,
Okay.
I will. Nope.
So you are
Is he
flying
on
along.
anybody's-
and you can.
Aura?
Well, what's that?
Does Alicia's aura help him?
10
No.
feet, and he's the roof here is
Yeah,
20
that's right.
feet up.
He's
I
in the
believe.
air.
Yeah.
And she has to be conscious for it, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably. I mean, she is quite impressive when she's unconscious, drooling and bleeding. But what happens, Cal, is as you are flying along, your vision is not like blacked out because you've got the unnatural eyes. Like you can see, you got those vacant ebony spheres in place of your regular eyes, gifts from the night below. But what happens is it seems as if mists that seem almost like fingers or hands are moving in front of your eyes, and you can hear, and he is the only one who hears this, but you can hear clearly in your mind, grumsh, 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 grumsh. Hundreds of voices, orcish, in your ears.
Okay.
What you guys can see is Cal begins flying, like, soaring from one kind of top of the roof to the other. Those of you who aren't dying, he's going across and then suddenly stops as if hit with something, spasms, and seems to be looking around with the vacant look of someone trying to desperately see. And none of you guys can see what or hear what is going on. But what you can hear is the same sounds that Dr. Jones would have heard at the end of Raiders. Where there is the sounds of tortured souls moving from outside, and while Cal cannot see it, those of you looking up at that bushwhacker, they suddenly move back, and it seems to be not of their own working or will, because the crossbow they were carrying, those elven crossbows, drop down and shatter on the stone floor of this. You can hear the shouts and cries of other orcs outside, and then those spectral sounds as well. And allow me to make a quick adjustment out here. You can hear the shouts and screams of those orcs, and as suddenly as it came, it seems to end. And silence reigns in the courtyard. Cal, you still can hear it. Grumsh, 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 grumsh. It is deafening. It is as if being trapped in a small amphitheater full of orcs chanting the same word over and over in unison. A singular purpose, but hundreds of voices. Shuck 2, what are you doing?
Well, am I on the floor or the ceiling at this point?
You're on the floor because, remember, there is no ceiling.
Right.
Sorry, right. Yeah, of course. Okay. So I'm going to.
Don't worry, you have a broken elven crossbow to break your fall.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Let's get the healers up first. So I'm gonna kind of come between both. Well, I've only got the one action, so I can only do this to one of you.
And remember, the squares here are 20 feet wide.
Oh, okay. Well, that's essentially.
I mean, you were on Beetlebait though, so.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, I've still got movement left, but I'm tied to him. But that's fine. He's low enough to the ground. I'll just put him in a nice downstay. Okay, so I can only do one action, but so we'll do Cure Wounds on. Wait, sorry. How many death saves? I don't know that. I have no way of knowing that in character. So I get to Alisha first. Cure Wounds on you. Cast it at second level.
Nice, 15 points back.
Okay,
Nice
that's
heal,
one
so
problem
Alisha.
solved.
There you go. What's it look like as Shuk2's heal manifests?
Being a creature of the Underdark, I feel normally I would do this like bluish light thing is how I like it, but in this case I think it's gonna be that tattoo on the image there of him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that same neon kind of green aura emanates out as a rune from his shoulder and floats down onto and into Alisha and spreads across her as she heals up.
Okay, so Alisha, you are rejuvenated, which means, Alisha, you're actually up and moving. What are you doing?
Well, Dave can heal himself.
She will shake up the cobwebs, stand up and grab her weapon. And
as you do so, you notice that, for one, it feels a little different in your hand, and two, there appear to be beads hanging from it.
oh yeah, the upgrade. Nice. She will figure that out later, and I think head toward the door. So she gets up. Is getting up half your move?
Half your move, yeah.
Yeah, so then she's 15. She should only get to about...
Knox is here. There you go.
Yes.
Full group for the post-battle recovery. Love it. And also, for a split second, I'm like, when George comes on, is it going to fuck up Andrew's camera? Did not. I'm glad I didn't say it out loud before.
Yeah, I know, right?
She just moves
Keep that to yourself.
Okay. And Druin.
and she'll say, "Thank you for whoever healed me."
Okay.
It was either Dorman or Shuk2. They're both, the two gnomes are like hovering over her, and she's like, "What the hell?"
Am I at a garden center? Come on. Druin.
Okay. Druin will...
Ooh, death save.
Death save it up. Not a one, not a one.
Yeah, don't be like me.
Don't be like Chael. Don't be like Chael.
There you go.
Hey,
it's
be
exactly like Chael.
Chael. Yeah, exactly like Chael. I'll take a...
All
I'll take a
right.
sip.
Knox, just in time for your first action.
Yeah, so it sounds like Druin is at a 0 and dying.
He is.
Okay, I will...
Again.
Jeez. All right. He's under... So I want to basically move... Would this make me adjacent to him?
It would be. Cal is about 20 feet up, and he is twisting and writhing.
Ah, okay. So I'll kind of be, I guess, under Cal, so I could get to Druin, who obviously is lying prone. Mm-hmm. And I will cast a Spare the Dying to stabilize him.
Nice. Okay.
So,
and then Chael, you're up again. What are you doing?
Okay, so I'm standing up, so that's half my move.
Yep.
I am going to... I assume the necromancer's dead body is like there.
Nope.
Is that about right, Kevin?
Fell back out. He was on the edge of the thing. He fell backwards.
Oh, so he's not in here.
Nope.
Don't
Don't worry. I'm sure there's no contingent spell for his necrotic body. It's not like necromancers ever come back. I mean,
yeah,
it's not lich that would happen. I mean, it's not like that would happen ever.
But I got to go find him, I guess. So, guess we'll move. There would be 10 foot. That would be another 10 foot. And those doors are still closed.
Yeah.
So I think Chael is going to be right at that door.
Okay. Will, I just lost your camera.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I see that. My camera is gone.
Mm.
All right, give me a sec, please.
Okay. Do you want to open that door?
No, because I don't have an action and movement together.
Okay.
I want to at least be able to move and act at the same time. Oh gosh, everybody's gone.
Yeah, I got you as a spinning wheel right now.
Oh man, what the hell happened? Hold on, let me check my internet connection and see if it's working.
Okay, I see everyone else still moving.
Yeah, I think it's on my end, Kevin.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sure it'll come back. Until then, you're in Carcosa.
Yeah.
The Black Star. Then it is Dorman's turn. What are you doing, Dorman?
Alrighty, we're gonna get Druin back onto his feet. And I'm gonna cast a 2nd level Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. Cure Wounds should be like USBs, where you got 50-50 chance of accidentally casting Cause. Oh, shit, this thing's upside down. Sorry. So 10 points. 10 points back there, Druin. Anything else, Dorman?
Nope, that's my turn.
Okay, Cal. You are still completely... like, you can't even hear anything over the sound of these things calling. Groosh! 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 Groosh!
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to slowly lower myself to the ground.
Okay, if you spare a look back in the direction of where you were, your vision seems to clear.
Oh, if I look back towards this end of the thing?
Yep.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. Then once I land, I'll sort of walk that way.
Okay.
And does it get better as I go that way, or does it just I can kind of see
as
that
you
way?
lower, it begins filling up once again.
Oh, okay.
What do you do?
Well, yeah. I don't know. Probably just stand there and so I can't. Can I see my allies at all, or not really?
If you go all the way down to the floor, you cannot see them whatsoever, and you cannot hear anything over the din in your ears.
Oh man, I think that he would probably just yell out something like, I'm cursed.
Cal yells out like a kid wearing headphones for the first time loud. So then it is Shuck2's turn. What are you doing, Shuck2?
Hey, I'm going to... sorry, I did not mean to move. It's just, sometimes it's difficult with the two. Let me zoom in a bit.
There we go. Move Beetlebait over. We know he's under you. We'll just put
okay,
it over
so
here.
Alisha and Druin have hit points. They still have the skull symbol on them.
You're back, Will.
Is that something else we need to deal with, or is that just a legacy?
I had put the skull symbol on the characters that have the rot grubs.
Rot grubs.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, it's rock grubs.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the rest of you have rot grubs because I wasn't keeping track.
That's a good question. Do I?
Oh, I do.
You can get infected by the...
Were you affected by the...
Let me
bats
see if I
at all?
wrote something
Pretty
down
sure I do.
in my note section.
I think Dorman doesn't. I think Chael does. Chael, does Knox have rot grubs?
No.
No. Yeah, I think
I'm
Chael
not
does.
seeing anything in...
It's a dex save to avoid it. And I think Shuck2's got a pretty awesome dex save. Chael's got a pretty decent dex save too, but I think that... I thought that you...
Chael was out with us, or who came out with us? It was Alisha, Druin, and Kalador that were out there initially that were fighting and getting...
But the first time that they encountered them was when you guys went up and were going through that the courtyard,
the hallway.
But yeah, that was the first time you guys encountered them, and I thought Shuck2 was there as well. But I honestly don't remember if Shuck2. I think that it's just the Alisha, Druin got them after he. No, Alisha, Druin, Cal, and Chael, I think, are the only ones with rot grubs.
Do you want me to do a dex saving throw to...
No, you would
resolve
have...
it, or...
I'm assuming you would have kept track. I mean, or alternatively, someone in chat will tell us between now and next session.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually make a note of it in the bio section or some random box.
Yeah,
to put
and
it
the fact
in.
that it was a dex save, I think, like the first one was a stun And I think your con is decent as well. So, like, it was a con save and then a dex save, or is your con crap?
+1 for con, but I'm +7 for dexterity saving throws. So
yeah. So, well, the reason is if you fail the con save, I think you don't get a save then, because then they get it because you're stunned.
That's how I got. Yeah, that's how I got cover or caught.
Yeah.
Because my dex save is awesome.
Yeah.
So.
For Chael, it was shore leave.
Yeah, well.
Well, I'm thinking on my so just in terms of like what I'm gonna do then, could I attempt? So I guess I'm asking, what do I know about rock grubs? I'm wondering if a medicine check of some kind might.
Rock grubs are something you would need to cut them out of them, and at this point, it's too far gone.
Okay, so
you need a cure disease
lesser restoration.
Lesser restoration.
I have a lesser restoration. That's why I'm asking. Would I know that would be effective, or?
Yeah.
All right. I guess, Dave, they're your characters. Do you have a preference?
Well, we're kind of in the middle of something here, so like, just if you're going to use it, let's say
I'm
use it on Druin.
So I'll do it on Druin.
Yeah. Alisha, you're up next. What are you doing?
Alisha is. I'm going to check around the corner. Then she's going to check around the corner.
Okay.
So.
Go ahead and move yourself out.
20.
You know, that's not going to work.
No, we've rock grubs aren't actually part of 5e unless you're playing with really fun rules.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
So your name is Kevin?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, there are some just really like-minded publishers out there. So if you're staying in the doorway, Alisha, all you see is the fallen detritus of those formerly animated orcish skeletons. There's silence out there. You cannot hear anything either. You could stop and do this and still do something. If you watch to like move out again, you could still do that, or if you want to say something to your allies.
I think for her action, she's going to step out, look around, and step back in.
Okay.
Because that was her move.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just going to get rid of... Oh, why is this not working? Come on, there we go. Druin. Druin has... there it is. You've been cured of rot grubs, sadly. I mean, fortunately.
Yeah.
So like Alisha, you're looking around. Oh, and hold on, if you've got Oathkeeper with you, Oathkeeper now gives off 20 feet of light. Oh, which you've already got. Never mind. 20 feet of bright light, 20 feet of dim light. So I forgot that's the courtyard's that big. So you got it out.
Cool.
Nothing. You can see in the east there is the rosy hue of pre-dawn. Morning comes.
Okay, so with the rest of her move, she'll move back in and close that door.
Okay. Druin. What are you doing?
What the hell's going on? Thanks for the healing.
Well,
what you can see as well is Cal is stumbling along and shouting as if both blind and deaf.
Joe, what are you doing? You open these doors? I don't recommend it. There was a whole pile of orcs.
Get ready to open this door.
Don't do it. There's like 20 orcs that were chasing me in.
Are you sure they're still there?
Are you in a condition to find out?
I think I'm in more of a condition than you are.
Well, we both have 10 hit points. Neither one of us is really in a good condition.
Oh, come on. We've faced worse together.
So Druin gets to there, and he looks at Chael.
It's the good old days. Druin backing up Chael. I love it.
Gonna cast a second level Cure Wounds on Chael. Do I have to move a little closer, maybe? Because you're 20-foot squares. Yeah, I'm in your square now.
Uh-oh.
And you cast heal, and then it will be Knox's turn. What are you doing, Knox?
I guess I will move over next to Druin and Chael
Everyone's
what is that?
ignoring Cal. I'm cursed. He's fine.
Well,
He'll be fine.
All right. You'll be all right. Walk
Chug
off.
at 17.
I unfortunately there's nothing I can do for him. So I will move up to my two companions here and say, what is our plan? And I will ready a cantrip for fire bolts in case I see an enemy
Okay.
enter or the door opens and I spot one out the door.
Okay. Chael, what are you doing?
All right. So Chael is going to open that door to the south.
Okay. He's opening the cursed door to the normal door to the south?
Yes, the
Okay.
door to the demi-plane of doom, yes.
Okay. Whew. You cast the door open.
All right, so I can go ahead and move my regular move. One.
What level spell is cast the door open?
So I should be able to move to there, Kevin.
So you step out, and what you notice as you're going out, Chael, is the ground over the intervening centuries. The orcs, as they've occupied this place, have not been particularly cautious, or at least not conscientious housekeepers. So there's been dust and detritus and, things from the forest marches that have been trod in here. What is, when you've got such an impressive constitution, what the threshold of what's needed for, the 6-second rule is a 12-second rule for orcs.
For real.
Yeah. But what you feel, in spite of the sort of light layer of dirt that has accumulated in here, it feels like freshly churned earth as you were stepping up. It has that give to it. The last time you stepped in this stuff is when you helped with the fertilization of the crops outside of...
Am I getting that smell? Am I getting that smell of freshly turned earth?
There is, but it is not what... It's not that healthy, loamy smell that you get. What it is the blasphemous smell that you've heard when something unnatural has burst forth from its resting place.
Okay.
This has the smell of necrotic and undead activity.
Was opening the door an action or a free action, Kevin?
Free action.
Okay, I want to
5E.
continue my move. What?
5E.
I want to continue my move. 1, 2, I guess to there probably.
So you get to around there, and then what you can see is the charred carcass of the necromancer. His arm is lying quite uncomfortably under his body. It seems as if part of his stuff in his one leg is twisted over at a strange angle. But in spite of that, his head twisted back and its flesh charred away still seems to be staring at you.
Oh, that's okay. That head's fixing to come off next turn.
Okay. Dorman, what are you doing?
Is Kaladin on the ground or is he zipping around blind?
Yeah, Cal's on the ground.
Okay, I'm going to cease concentrating on that fly spell.
Okay.
And then I'm going to come over to him and attempt to dispel whatever effect's going on with him, making him blind or...
Okay.
I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try it.
I can tell you it will be unsuccessful. The scale of power that is on him at this point is not something that mortal magics.
Would Dorman know that?
Give us an Arcana check. Let's see if you can detect. This is going to be a pretty high thing because you're trying to pick out something. To be honest, the guys did not talk about... Oh, that's a good roll, though. What you know from... There is a feel to magic in the same way that, like, drivers, like professional drivers, can get a feel from their vehicle, or professional athletes might get a feel from, their implements, their golf clubs or their bats or whatever. In a similar way, when you affected this magic to try and dispel, did you use counterspell or did you use dispel magic?
Dispel magic.
Dispel magic. Okay. What you felt is that your magic seemed to just flow around it in an obtrusive way. It's literally the magical equivalent of the immovable force that you played up against, and you would know immediately. I don't know if the guys ever told you what they witnessed or what they swore there, but there is something that your magic hit that is affecting him that is beyond anything mortal magic, short of a reality warping wish could affect.
Gotcha. In that case, then I'll just take hold of Kalador and say, stay still. Don't hurt yourself.
Okay. You say that, Cal. Unfortunately, you are in a world of white and chanting orc voices. You can feel someone is taking your hand, though.
Okay, so to be clear, when I look out in this direction, then it kind of fades.
If you're looking now in that direction, you can see nothing. You try and raise up again, and you realize whatever magics that were affecting you are no longer affecting you. So you're stumbling along blind, as if suffering from a cataract. And you cannot hear anything other than these deafening shouts in your ear.
I think I would yell out something like, is he dead?
If you turn in this direction, you can see once again.
Oh. Then I will move that way. I'll move in whatever way I can see.
This way now, please. Hold on, I'll put where's my pointy arrow? This way.
This, towards the door?
Yeah.
I could run.
If you wish to run, then, let's see here. You were, I think, here next to Dorman. So let's try and maximize your move here. I'm laying treats out. Just like playing with Anna.
Yeah, I can move 70 total if I run.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. I'm right by Shale then.
And as you reach there, you can likewise see the carcass of the necromancer, and the sound in your ears is so loud it's like a pressure headache at this point. You feel as if like something is trying to force itself through, and you can see, and again, this is only you, the heart of the necromancer in his chest. You can tell he's dead. The way his neck is bent is not the way a living orc has his leg bent. Its arm busted underneath it, its leg twisted at a strange angle. Bless you, Andrew. It does not see. This is what your camera affords, is civility. There is no way this thing is choosing to lie there, and yet you see it.
Yeah. Okay.
You would still have one more move if you choose, because your move plus your swift or your cunning action plus your actual action.
Right. Okay. Which square is the body in?
It is right here.
Okay. Yeah, I will move right, standing directly over top of it. I don't have an attack left, so next round.
You can feel your mouth.
Yeah.
Is salivating.
No.
Shuck 2.
Oh boy. I'm going. Oh shit! I clicked the wrong thing. I'm gonna do level 1 Cure Wounds on Dorman.
Okay.
Because you're pretty low too.
Oh, thanks. I was not thinking about myself.
Nice.
Yeah, I noticed that.
No brothers.
All right. Although my health bar is not showing on. You know what? I don't care. It's fine. That's my turn.
That's your turn. Okay. Alisha.
Stay muted.
Yeah, Alicia's like, well, it looks like we're going out that. It looks like we're going out that door. Damn it!
Love it.
So she's just gonna run towards the door. So I'm just gonna do a measuring tool.
The opposite door, or do you want to open your door?
No, the opposite door where Chael, where she shot Chael and Cal go out.
Yep. How much can you move? 50?
60.
60. So that puts you right there, just in front of Druin. And then it will be Druin's turn.
He's like, why is everybody going out there? I told you there's a whole bunch of orcs. Because, of course, he knows everything. And so he'll follow Kalador.
Okay.
He can only move 25.
Okay.
Cool. So I'll move him.
And once he's outside, he likewise can see that there is no sign of those orcs, and you can feel it as well. The earth has been turned over in much of the courtyard.
Not just from the skeletons or the zombies rising?
No, then there's no sign of the orcs. There's one or two fallen arrows, as if like a quiver spilled out. There's otherwise no sign of them.
What the hell?
If you're being defensive as you step out, you're not greeted by any hail of arrows as you have been for these last few minutes.
I think that's what he was expecting. He was expecting to become a pincushion the second he walked outside, but so now he's good. So
okay,
maybe he'll just use his action to follow Chael.
Sure. Then Knox, what are you doing?
I'm definitely curious about the status of the necromancer, so I'm going to move and dash.
Okay.
That's 10.
Professional curiosity.
Well, a little professional and personal.
No.
It gets about right there.
Okay.
That's where I get is something.
Okay,
right
so
there.
you go racing out. Chill.
yeah.
What are you doing?
So let's see here. So I should be able to move up next to the body.
Yeah.
Because that would be kind of like right next to Cal, I think. I guess so. That's the move action, and I suspect Chael is probably going to want to make some sort of intelligence check to determine, I guess, the effective way to eliminate a lich, which I actually know is a phylactery, but
give us an Arcana, Arcana or a Religion, dealer's choice.
Oh
No, that'd be
interesting.
Arcana because if it's
Okay,
it'd be magic. Yeah.
Pay no
And
attention
you
to
would
that.
have advantage because it's an undead thing. So
I think it's a +4 instead of advantage. That's what the undead hunter.
that's what it says.
There it is, Kevin. I'm sorry.
Well, that's +4 to damage, and you have advantage.
Oh, it is advantage. Never mind. I'm sorry. I misread that.
That's okay. I made that shit up, so I'm pretty sure I didn't add a plus.
That's a 13.
That's still a 13 though, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I mean, the basics of if this is indeed a lich. For one, if this was a lich, you guys got off incredibly well. You can also see where it's bleeding from where Cal cut into it. So this was a living being before with necrotic power as opposed to a lich. But with an amount of necrotic power in this place, it is a reasonable concern that this thing might come back as some kind of undead apparition or corporeal undead or something much worse.
Do I happen to have any idea on how to prevent that?
Not with the 13. I mean,
Okay.
And the 13 doesn't tell us that it's not a matter that you don't know enough. It's that a matter there's way too many options. Your mind is reeling right now. You think of those risen cleric things, the Hoikava or whatever they're called, that you faced in that town near or in Middenmark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dorman, what are you doing? Oh, you are muted.
Yeah. I'm going to go out and see what all the hubbub is about.
Everyone have a drink. Tomo!
Oh no.
And
I hope that I get my webcam's issues fixed soon, because otherwise I'm going to become the video equivalent of Mo. Oh, Andrew's got video problems again. How about a drink?
But if that's how you've been taking our toast to Mo, that is really not what the intent was for this.
No, of course not. The toast of no.
Yeah.
Of course not.
It is toasting a fallen comrade, so.
Yeah, of course. And
Yeah.
goodness, yeah.
Then Cal. Your vision is clear. The pounding in your head. If your allies are saying anything, it is utterly drowned out by the force of the voices that are hitting you.
I'm going to drop my shield to the ground and use 2 hands on my sword to cut this thing's heart out of its chest.
You begin doing so. And I think it is not much effort to get that. What do you intend to do once you have that heart exposed?
So, well, I'm going to start by just, stabbing my sword directly through it and see if that will stop it from beating.
Gong, 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 gong.
Step 1.
Gong, gong. Does not.
Okay, then I will use my sword. Well, I don't know how many actions I have left, but I will pull it out of his chest, beating on the end of my sword.
So everyone is outside now. We're going to drop out of initiative and is able to witness Cal carve this thing's chest open, pry its heart out. And then what happens, Cal?
I think you would say, we need to stop this.
Oh, I got a spell for that.
All you can hear
got a
is
bag of holding.
He's pulled out a bloodied heart. He's screaming at you guys. He does not seem to hear you whatsoever. It's beating in your hand as far as you can see, Cal, and your mouth is drooling as if you have not eaten in days.
Yeah.
And you can still hear pounding. Roomsh, 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 roomsh. What do you do?
Is it actually okay? So what would he do? Burn it! He would yell or something. I don't know.
Do you recall as the player what you promised to do?
No, I don't. Eat it? Oh, no, I didn't remember that.
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, Cal would remember that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I would. He would probably pull it off and eat the heart.
So as he takes his first chunk into the heart, does anyone do anything? Chael was witness to this. Druin was witness to this. To the oath that was sworn.
Yeah, to the oath.
Don't know what's going on.
No, the rest of you guys are like, what?
Would not be a good idea.
Yeah, I would probably be sitting there, Cal. What the fuck?
And as you're tearing into this, the cheers hit you, Cal. There is an adrenaline rush that hits you. You can restore yourself to full hit points. Blessings to Groomsh are well received.
Yes.
So as you're tearing and biting off the last of this, you don't need to consume the entire thing before your senses come back to you. I will tell you that, I mean, obviously your character can think and feel however he wants, but there is a inner feeling of satisfaction and triumph that overwhelms you. Something you have probably rarely felt before. Cal's never struck me as someone who is relishing in victories or like pumping his fists and chanting like, yeah, the way that some of the other members of the party have. But that is how you feel, Cal. There's a feeling of triumph and revenge.
I don't know. I just feel great.
Do you say anything?
I think what he would say, he would probably eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
If they're just gonna stand there and watch.
Those rock grubs are burned out of you as well, incidentally.
Oh yeah. Oh nice. And he would say something like "Victory to Gromsh."
It's only, I think, Druin and maybe Shuck. No, Druin and Shuck too, who can understand that. He says it in Orcish. I don't think Cal actually speaks Orcish.
He does not speak Orcish at all.
Orcish.
So, as he says that,
Druin will repeat that in kind of a questioning way in common.
Bal weed grana weed ninibong?
Clack-doo, barada.
Now, did Druin Druin and Chael were with Cal when we were in the other world.
Yeah.
And we had to make pledges. Was that a verbal pledge? Is that something Cal had said out loud, or is that just trying to remember the context, or if it was something he said in his head, he promised?
No, he swore it out loud. It was
Okay, so
Legazi
then
who demanded it.
So then it's more like why would he say that? And then it would be like, oh crap, right? That's
Yeah. This was
He's fulfilling the promise.
The tripartite miracle was, or the tripartite grace was, Coralon at Chael's beckoning, Clangit and Silverbeard at Alisha's beckoning, and Groomsh at Legazi's beckoning and at Cal's oath. So, as that last bit is being choked down by Cal, the gory remains of this thing, there's something strange that's happening. There is first, and Chael, I think you picked this up just because you've got a feeling that there is something necrotic further. There's a stink of it in the air, and you can see that strips of flesh, uneven amounts of like skin and sinew are beginning to peel off of this thing and finding on the ground almost like worms as it strips off of this thing's body. Do you guys do anything?
Other than moving a couple steps back?
I'll move up to it. I want
feel-
a closer look as to what's happening, what's transpiring. I don't have detect magic or anything like that, but just I want
Of
to.
course, the human has no sense of self-preservation.
Actually, wait a minute. I think so. I think two things happen. One, I think beetle bait, since I'm tethered to him, I think beetle bait backs up a bit. Not so sure about what's going on. So yeah. But
I love it.
But I actually do have detect magic.
Okay.
So maybe I'll cast it on what? On Cal? On the
I think it creates an aura. I think like isn't it you cast it and then like, the longer you
let me
concentrate.
See the description here quick. Up to 10 minutes. You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of it. Yeah, it's an aura. Okay.
Yeah. So there is definitely magical aura. It's so potent, you need not cast any or make any skill check. It is definitely necrotic power that is beginning to stream off of this thing. And it sinews from different parts of this thing's body and other viscera. You can hear it tearing and popping as it comes off of the necromancer's remains.
Is it going anywhere?
No, but we need some fire.
Okay. Sacred Flame involves a saving throw, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do so.
All right, we've got plenty of bodies we can burn.
The clerics all start launching Sacred Flame at it.
Does not seem to have any effect, Chill, and that's because something has resisted, though. And you can hear a low, because there's no other sound in here apart from you guys and the sound of Cal picking shit out of his teeth. You can hear the sound of something.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
And
I'm
what
so mad.
is slowly knitting together and then suddenly seems to pull itself up like a ball of wool coming together in reverse strands, forming a solid whole.
Huh.
And then standing up, draped in a cape made of flesh.
I feel like this is. I'm just gonna guess. Probably not good.
Gee, you think?
This is what now stands above what remains of the necromancer's body.
It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh no.
Nah.
No, it's his apprentice.
Strike
This
me
is
down and I'll be
well
more
there.
powerful. Oh, I was wrong! I was wrong! Oh, God!
Yep.
So this forms...
Another one Kevin's never going to be able to find again.
Exactly.
Well, let's ensure
Why
that's
break a
that's
trend?
not necessary. Let's make sure that's not necessary. Let's just.
So this thing stands and looks at each of you and its eyes, with Knox moving forward, stops on you.
Okay.
And it simply says from somewhere within that, you know the head is still attached, so you can't tell where those eyes are coming from. And there is something that has formed the shape of a head to hold up that flesh cape. But again, you cannot see in the darkness.
I see you, Avatar.
And this seems, from where you guys are standing, directed to either Alisha, Knox, or Chael. I'll put on the thing here where this thing is. Okay. And what do you guys say or do?
I mean, Jill wants to cut the thing's head off, but
Yeah. And just so I know, is he seem to be physically, is he standing on the ground? Like, is he touching the ground?
It seems as if, but there is a lot of blackness around where the feet would be, and there's certainly not enough stuff off of it. Where the way it moves, too, it seems to be popping almost as if it's that sound of, like, you know, cracking knuckles or joints popping, or if you debone a chicken, that's sort of what all this sound is every time this moves, as if this flesh is held together in a way that intentionally pulls itself in the wrong direction. This is no natural form. This is not an animated corpse. It is a mockery of it stitched together.
Okay.
oops, sorry about that.
You have earned a victory. Enjoy while you can. This one will serve better across the veil. And you, Black Star, your Black Brotherhood stands on the precipice of ruin. The eye will not open. This victory will poison your ambitions.
I mean, I'm taking it all in and processing what it's saying, and at the same time trying to like understand what I am looking at. This is something beyond anything I've actually encountered, even with all the insanity that I've
both Chael and Knox and Shuktu and Druin and Dorman. I guess there's a long way of me saying just not Cal. You sit down. You sit down, Cal. Alisha, no, we're good. Everyone who's trained in Arcana, go ahead and give us a check, please. If you're not trained in Arcana and I've mentioned your name, you can still make a check.
Oh my gosh.
While this is happening, Kalador, though, he actually slowly bends down and picks up his shield without breaking eye contact with this thing.
Yeah, Dorman's like looking back and forth like, is nobody going to do anything? And he's slowly reaching for his bow.
Okay.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to unleash some hatred. What little I have left.
Dorman and Chael. Dorman and Knox. I'll tell you in a second here, but Chael, would you give us a wisdom save, please?
Sure. That's not a problem.
This is like maddening enlightenment, I think, that you're suffering from. But you hold it together. So this is the kind of power on display here, unless this is some kind of illusion, but you can feel it in your, to the core of that magical being that is your soul. We've talked before about how elves are both of corporeal and the other. You can see almost on strings, though you have been restored by Coralon, you can see that this is that distant working of that distant mind that directed the heart that beat underneath here. This is a paltry expression of the power behind this. This is a, once in a millennia expression of necrotic might on display here. This is almost disheartening to you. How could you ever think, unless you have an army arrayed against it, blessed by one of the gods of light, how could you ever hope to stand against this? Knox and Dorman, what you would know as well is this is the kind of magic when you guys have come across this maybe twice in your career and in your time here, and that's been when you've come across that artifact that you sealed away at Featherfall, and when you've come across other potent expressions, the things that your former elven companion told you about, creations of legend, things that date back from the Crown Wars or from earlier times. This is a phenomenal exercise of magical might.
Wow.
It is also likely it called someone here, an avatar called someone here, the Black Star. This, likewise, is probably a puppet, not a proper manifestation of this thing.
Let's see, what was that? I can't remember.
As it shifts in its stance, you can hear the popping and tearing of some of some of the tendons, and they knit back together. The wetness of the bones breaking and then kind of mending back together in a wrong way. Do any of you say anything?
I mean, I think Chael attacks the son of a bitch. I mean, this is anathema to everything that Chael stands for.
So if you surge
I'm with
forward,
Chael on this one.
it immediately drops to the ground a pile of wet.
So it's nothingness.
And all you can hear is...
Your defeat has been sealed.
Yeah.
I think you should fuck the hell right off.
They said that last year.
Well, as I said,
Darkness will threaten us with defeat.
I'll just do this, look around, like, well, as I said, the deal was I'd get you here, you got here, cleared the place out, job here's done.
So
good?
You want that statue back or not?
I take gold, silver, jewels.
So
No
what
traveler's
happens
checks.
after that hits the ground? You go over it, and you're looking around. There is probably a moment or so when you guys are trying to really have it settle in that it's over. Your adrenaline finally, your heart rates go down. You get that adrenaline crash from after this. All the aches and pains of all the wounds that you have suffered, the exhaustion of the magical power that you've exerted, the blisters that have found from nearly, it's got to be several hours that you guys have been fighting through this place. And that's when dawn comes. And the first rays of light begin going across the towns. You are still shrouded in darkness. It will have to wait until the sun raises higher, because you can see now how tall the walls are surrounding Broken Spire Keep. But there is otherwise no sign of any living orc or stirring undead. take you guys out of the initiative order because the Fang Dragon won't be here for another hour or so. And
You guys,
That's all right. We'll be done by then.
yeah,
As players, we don't let our guard down until the initiative order goes away. So I was just waiting. I was like,
you guys hear the heavy thump of a leather bag slowly. Afterwards, glass sliding on stone as Dorman pulls out a jar of pickled eels and cracks it open. Anyone hungry?
Alisha probably raises an eyebrow and goes, "What the hell?"
I've been saving this.
I've seen some fucked up things in this place, but so what happens next, guys?
She didn't say anything when Kalador ate the necromancer's heart, but Dorman pulls up a bag of pickled eels in a jar, and it's like, what the hell?
He stabs one with a knife and holds it out.
In those eels, yeah.
Some of what was said would definitely resonate with Knox.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Knox... I think we talked about this before, so forgive me for forgetting this, but I don't remember if Knox ever shared what that Scarlet Brother told him with everyone else.
Huh. That is a great question. I don't believe so.
Yeah, I mean, you've known that there was a bit of a shadow cast over you with this influence of the Elder Eye. But all the things that he told you, I don't know. I think people have known you've been checking the stars with some new telescope that you did not have before.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't think anyone, I don't remember you saying that you shared all the particulars of that, but all of that stuff would settle with you and Alisha, actually. Do you remember your investigation when you first joined up with your wizard companion? That involved something called the Black Brotherhood.
The Black Star?
The Black Star. You also remember scattered across the ceiling where those cultists were destroyed by the Cerebrolith.
Mm-hmm. So
Alisha and Knox may both have reasons for thinking that this thing is referring to them individually.
The Black Star was the bringer of the end.
Those things inside me.
Yeah, I'm looking through my notes, but I thought I recall that I was referred to as the Black Star for some reason in the midst of that conversation. So that's when that word comes out of its mouth, like I'm that hits me hard. So I think he's kind of a little bit lost in thought, kind of retracing, all of the information about the Brotherhood and his involvement and what it all means.
Yeah, the name, he did not speak it, but the name Shothragot would also mean something to you. He did refer to the Black Star as that thing. You may remember that what the brother, the former priest of fate, the god of fate, and the god of murder, he had seen that all references in their extensive astronomical books, it removed any reference to that one black star, and that's because it is moving.
Mm-hmm.
The black star moves in the heavens. This thing did seem to refer to one of you as the Black Star.
Yeah. I definitely suspect myself that it's me, but that doesn't mean it is, and I'm not going to make that public information yet. I think I'm going to investigate further. I'm already in enough trouble with everybody.
Well, I mean, it's not like you ate the heart of a necromancer.
Yeah, That's a good point. I feel like some of the concern now should be shifted away from Knox onto Kalador, at least for a few minutes.
Huh.
That sounds like a conversation with full bellies.
You always thinking with your stomach.
Well,
So-
and definitely some of us do not know about that conversation that was had. So that just seemed like a really bizarre thing, especially for Kalador.
Well, and for
Just
Alisha
not
as
like-
well, because I think this is something we have yet to see at the table. Alicia's pre Broken Spire Keep adventures. But that was not the only time that the Black Star and the Black Brotherhood, that splinter faction of the Scarlet Brotherhood, sworn to the Elder Eye. That's not the first time that she's heard that eye, or the last time she had heard it. So there's likely a blanching. With all the horrible shit that's happened, she may not have thought about the missions and the specific, evils that she and her fellow comrades stood against, and the reason they came here in the first place. And now she hears it. Seemingly in the moment of victory, something is referencing that again.
And I think she'd be looking around, and she'd look at Kalador kind of funny because he's just done something really gross and disgusting. And she'd look at Chael, and Chael's like literally this glowing embodiment of good. No, not Shaktu and Dorman.
Dorman's he's trying not to think about it, distracting himself. So
Dorman and Druin are sitting there eating pickled worm and grub meals, whatever, and pickled eels, and then she looks back at Knox, and she already knows that Knox is an Elder Eye disciple of some kind, funneling the power of being best not mentioned. She's like, no, you can't be.
What's the expression that she sees on Knox's face, George?
I think it's a combination of concern. Oh, you know what is a good reference that we'll all understand is in Fellowship of the Ring, in Peter Jackson's Fellowship of the Ring, when Gandalf is sitting there smoking on his pipe in the Shire and talking to himself as he's ruminating on all of these things about the One Ring, as he's trying to figure it out, and it's deep and it's dark. And he's completely absorbed in his own thoughts, and it's like he doesn't even notice that Frodo is back there, has just entered. I think he says riddles in the dark.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And perhaps there is also small pulses of not power, but as if lava was slowly moving down the inside of the Apocalypse staff, casting strange lights. So that's what you see, Alisha, when you look back at Knox.
I think she looks back to Kalador and then looks back to Knox, and she'll try not to make any judgments. She's going to keep an eye on these two.
So then, as the sun slowly dawns on this first day of freedom in Broken Spire Keep, what would you guys like to do?
I have an odd one. I'm going to actually, who would I ask to come along? Maybe Cal. Might ask Cal to come with me to give me a hand with something. And we don't need to play this out in detail. We don't need to change maps or anything. But I would like, if he's willing, I'd like to go back downstairs into the first level where we entered, to where we had the big fight, and I want to recover Legazi's body.
Legazi's body is gone.
Gone
There is no
completely?
body.
Oh shit.
Where Legazi's body fell in that room,
Yeah.
your everyday favorite okayest tank came out of that room.
Oh, it was a direct replacement. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna because at some point maybe there would be some because I feel like Shuktu, like his people, has a hatred of orcs and their kind.
Yeah.
But I think maybe he'll still go down to the room as the only place really that he could.
Yeah,
make
and I
this
think
reflection.
because
I think
you may
Legazi
not
made an
discuss that
impact on
stuff
him.
out, right? So you may have gone down there and you'd be like, "Where's the?"
Yeah,
Where's
actually,
your
because
body?
everything happened in such a kafah that I wouldn't have noticed this.
Yeah.
And I would raise it with somebody, say, "Where is her body?" I feel an obligation. I hate orcs. My people hate their kind. I have been raised to hate their kind. But this one fought honorably. This one did right by us. And this one, from what you have told us, anyway, because I wasn't there, this one sacrificed herself so that our mission could be successful and we could be standing here victorious. This one deserved better.
This might have been the first time Druin processes what has happened here then, because from his perspective, he spent months fighting these orcs in that dark space, and then suddenly found himself.
Know?
I don't
think he would know because he just materialized in that place. Somebody else would have had to put two and two together that Legazi fell there, Druin appeared there. She doesn't have a body, and I think there was
so that may have happened already then, because you guys did have moments before you came upstairs. There was a moment to catch your breath. You guys just kept, pushing forward. So Shuktu may have already been informed of that that's the case. In which case, what do you guys make of that? Alisha Druin is he dwarf? Is he orc? Does it matter?
Oh no, he's dwarf.
I mean, they have about the same amount of piss and vinegar in them.
Chell has no doubt in his mind. Chell knows that's Druin. Now, the corporeal aspect of how did the spirit get back into a material form? He's not 100% sure of, but he knows that spirit. He knows who Druin is. In his, I believe, I don't think it was Sart, but it was one of them called Suchness, the Suchness of Druin. Chell knows that. Okay. That's who that is.
So dawn has come. Shuktu has inquired of Legazi's body, but that has been sorted out. What would you guys like to do next? This place, however free of orcs, everyone you've slain, they still lie out here. There's those corrupted bat bodies. There are all sorts of ways that this place has been blasphemed.
I think we need to make a giant pyre.
Hey, well, before we do that,
let's pray for some spell.
Well,
you need to complete a long rest first.
Yeah, you have to actually rest.
Yeah, Chell wants to check on Kalador.
For a guy who's been grousing Kevin, where's my long rest, Madison? Need you to be reminded we need to level up, and we can't do that either until we do a long rest.
I'm role playing here, you bastard.
I'm trying to R here in my RPG.
I kill the monsters. I'm like, okay, I'm fixing to try and role play. Give me So he walks over to Callie and kind of puts his hand. I think he kind of puts his hand up under, the base of his skull, kind of back behind his neck, and he kind of looks at him in the eye, and his other hand pulls out a white handkerchief, just kind of out of nowhere.
Whispers quietly, magic.
Because I'm sure he's got orc giblets or undead giblets.
Yep.
On his face from eating that.
No, not undead. Full on. That was a healthy, meaty meal.
Okay. So he kind of wipes his mouth clean.
Okay.
And he looks at him and he's like, Kalador.
Yes, friend.
Are you still with me?
I am. promises must be kept. As gruesome as they may be.
I feel we have promised and sacrificed too much already, my friend.
Dorman, you think of what your spell hit up against, your dispel, and you realize it was an oath to a god to enact a miracle. So that would make sense that that's what you were hitting up against.
Yeah, I mentioned that when Shale's examining Kalador.
Yes.
When
There was a promise to a god that must be fulfilled, and it was worth
there.
it. It was worth it, and he probably walks over and pats Druin on the back. Anything for Druin. And now you guys probably realize that he did that disgusting thing to bring his friend back.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Or at least some of you know. Maybe he would say that, I guess, because some of the others... Maybe he tells the story a little bit then, if the details weren't clear. Because I know Knox maybe didn't know, or Shuck 2, because Shuck 2 was looking at him a little grossed out.
Yeah, because it was you and me and Drew.
Yeah.
In that other realm.
Yes.
It was three of us.
What would I have called it? In the plane of death?
So it's almost like a purgatory.
Like a dead plane or something.
It was the doorstep or the edge of oblivion.
Yeah.
A deal was made. And a promise was kept.
So
I promised the orcs, the orc god, that if he brought us to victory here and brought my friend back, that I would consume the heart of his enemy.
So, Chael, how do you feel? And Druin, knowing that this was a act of veneration for Groomsh.
I mean, Chael's tore up. I mean, Druin was, to a large extent, Druin was Chael's best friend, even though he really probably never told Druin that. Because they were both clerics, they really butted heads, but they really respected each other. And so he cared a great deal about Druin. And now he's got him back, which is joyous, but now it's like, you know, not only has Knox sacrificed himself to some extent, but now he's worried that Cal has done the same thing. And he feels responsible for Cal because he's an elf. I mean, that's the immediate thing with him. You know, Druin, he didn't necessarily feel responsible for. They were, like I said, they were butting heads, and it was as they grew together over time, you know, they had that bond. But Cal is an elf. He's a brother. He's one of us. And now he feels, you know, the sacrifice that he's made. And he continues to worry about Knox's sacrifices. And Chael's torn up. I mean, he really is. I mean, he's keeping it together. He's not going to show anybody. But he is just, he's like, at what cost have we achieved? At what cost have we achieved?
For those who, let me think here, does anyone have training in history?
I don't think I do, actually.
Nope.
Chael's like grandpa of the group, or Papa Bear, who's taking care of everybody, looking out for everybody. Doesn't want to admit it. Doesn't want to admit he cares for everybody, but yeah.
Knox, give us a history check with advantage, please.
Come on, man.
25.
Nice.
You were absolutely certain. Not only did the specter or whatever that spoke to you, not only did they speak to you with a Sulese accent, you can tell it is an archaic Sulese accent. You would be aware that the Sul, while there were some that came into the yeomanry before, it really wasn't until after the twin devastations, the Reign of Kalador's Fire and the Invoked Devastation, that destroyed the Sulese Empire and the Bekalunish Empire, I think, whatever it was called. That's when there were a crush of refugees who came afterwards. And it said also there was one wizard very far distant who fled nearly as far as you could on the Darlene map, at least, to Chael's homeland.
Oh.
Someone who foresaw the Invoked Devastation and fled there to hide. In fact, the Archmage who gives the name, at least the common name in the common tongue, to your isles right now, Lendor.
The Lendor Isles, yeah.
Oh.
You are certain, with a roll that good, the accent is most definitely Sulese and most definitely has an archaic quality to it.
Okay. I'm going to kind of come at it by a sort of reverie, and
as you do, I imagine you lock eyes with Alisha, and what is the look on Alicia's face?
I think she's been considering Knox and all of the things that have come to light, but she's balancing the Elder Eye and Knox has done some really brave and heroic things and sacrificed himself multiple times for others. So she's kind of hoping that he's hoping he has the strength to resist the temptations that are being offered.
So what's the look on her face right now?
I think it's I think she looks calm and maybe even kind of like appreciative, friendly even, which is probably not something Knox has seen a whole lot of since she learned he was a Elder Eye follower.
Okay. So that's what greets you, Knox, as you look over. You realize that everyone else is kind of talking back and forth. Chael is inspecting Cal, Druin and Dorman are noshing on some pickled eels. Shuktu may be tending to Beetlebait wounds, because Beetlebait got hurt a little bit in that fight as well.
Mm-hmm.
How does Knox react?
I think that, because Knox is not... Well, he's not trained in insight, so he doesn't quickly pick up on, people's expressions, etc. It takes him a little bit of time to kind of notice that. So, game-wise, passive insight is sort of not like, he's not registering fully, but he notices that there's a look on his face and on her face, and later that's gonna like click in, and he's gonna kind of realize what that was about. And that will make him have some feelings about, how he's seen by the party. But right now, it's sort of like, oh, obviously everybody wants to hear this information that I just figured out. And I said, I have remembered what that accent is. I believe it's an ancient form of Sulese, which means this thing is very ancient, or the puppet of something very ancient.
Are you talking about the necromancer?
Well, whatever this creature that arose from its remains, I'm not sure if it was the necromancer itself, or if it was something other than that was formed out of the remains of the necromancer.
Joe, you can
entities.
tell just from your roll from before, this was a distant will being made manifest here.
Yeah.
Dorman pokes at his food and says it sure felt like it was pretty big.
Yes, I think it whatever power we are facing here is more ancient than perhaps any other that still holds sway on Earth.
You
This
all have
seems-
noticed
yeah.
when you've been around Broken Spire Keep that there is this corrupted nature to it. There's an unusual way death manifests around here. The way that this thing was able to manifest itself obviously is, in fiction, a phenomenal exercise of power, and curiously timed if it was able to monitor what was going on here in some way. It may very well be that this is a unthinkably powerful wizard, but it also might be that this is a particular area of focused power for it.
Right. Or perhaps this site contains an ancient power, and it is able to manifest into our world from the power spread out through this area. Something about this, perhaps this. Well, the spire we know is only a certain number of, like a century or something. Is
It's
that right?
several centuries back.
Several centuries.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll ask you first. Let's ask the players. Do you guys remember the story of Lothar Palfrey?
Oh, yes.
I'm a little sketchy, but I haven't really been as involved in the lore as much.
Look at the bard remembering stuff.
Do you remember the gal wizard you guys took out, the demon? We had a dream of getting killed by it once, and we learned the whole
Yep,
history.
no, I remember that.
Mhm.
I definitely remember that.
So this place was a scene of an intense slaughter by the demon and necrotic forces, and probably just made the place a focus point for evil powers. So
But
All
Lothar
right,
had
well, I
fought,
know what I've
fought a
got to do next
necromancer.
session.
But Lothar had fought the necromancer in the Hardlow Woods.
Mm-hmm.
He was the sole survivor from all of his companions. And you know that the spell books from one of his companion, pages of those were used to animate those two paladin allies you had.
And
And send them back.
Just so I'm clear, just on the geography and such, Hardlow Woods is another forest entirely, right? Or is it
It's all around us right now.
of the mire?
Now, the Hardlow Woods is to the north. Let's go back.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Been
it's
a while
to
since
the
we've been
north.
back to this map, guys.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, we're in the
Dale.
Thornwoods. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
I know this map.
Oh
Hardlow is
yes,
past the Great Rock Dale.
there.
Yeah.
Yep, it was.
Okay.
Back,
Remember a war story dealing with the necromancer we played with somewhere up there.
yeah, we were over
Yeah.
here.
And Elenian stories about the legends of the past, a lot of that took place in the Great Rock Dale, if I recall correctly.
The
Yeah.
Great Rock Dale, let me just, hold on, move us down a bit. Come on, there we go. Eastdale is the place where you guys were for quite a bit. There was the Temple of Bacab that was there. There was the windmill where there was the cultist of Ouijas.
Yeah, where
Located.
we found. Yeah,
But from Eastdale, that is typically where expeditions into the Great Rock Dale are launched from, because that is where there are Sully's ruins.
Interesting. So the Hardlow Woods, where the Necromancer was seen, and the Great Rock Dale, where there's ancient Sulis, potentially artifacts or other powerful magics, are very close together.
There is, I want to say the Blanched Glade or something like that, or there's a name for it, but there is a cursed clearing somewhere in here that is supposed to be where Lord Palfrey triumphed over the Necromancer.
It's in our note.
was that where his half-orc fighter companion or whatever sacrificed themselves?
Raka the Hawk, Raka's Pass
Yes.
is down here near Kirkliston.
Yeah, that I remember. I remember that part specifically. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but
Yeah, Kirkliston is where you guys face those risen undead.
Yes.
And
jail costs much 8.
The Palfrey family relocated to Palfrey's Keep, and that's where it's been ever since. But it was the Palfrey family that fell here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been thought of as being a simple act of petty revenge by the necromancer to curse this place, to cause these horrors to go. Now seeing what's been worked here and how it's been able to work. The Gleaming Glade, right, thank you. Seeing how this place serves as a focus of necrotic power. First ruled by orcs and then most recently seized by orcish cultists of Ouijas, slaves to the necromancer. Do you still think it a coincidence that the necromancer cursed this place, and then lo, these centuries later, the necromancer seems to return, minions of it return to the Broken Spire Keep, manifest that giant necrotic pulsing heart that Knox consumed in fire?
Do we know if the necromancer that Lothar Palfrey fought, do we know if he was Sully's? Knox, would you tie the two together?
Alisha would be aware of that. And yes. Ouijas, the goddess of death, is a Sully's goddess.
Yeah, very much so.
Mm-hmm.
And a goddess of death and magic.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Knox, since you rolled so well on your history, I'm going to dip back a couple of years our time.
Okay.
Do you remember what the Scarlet Monk told you about the Black Brotherhood?
They were a militant offshoot of the Scarlet Brotherhood, and they, I mean, it sounded to me like they were just pure evil.
Do you recall how old they were said to be?
What was the name of the guy who told me that?
His name, I don't have a handout here. Maybe I do, hold on. I don't have his name at hand.
Okay.
But he was... Yeah. I'll have to bring that handout in from our PF2 game.
Oh, yes, that one was... Yeah, when that happened.
The reason I ask...
Yeah.
Is because I imagine you have looked into this. The Black Brotherhood, do you remember what entity that they pray to?
I believe it was Ouijas.
Actually not.
Is it Tharsden?
Tharsden.
Yeah, so I'm looking at... I'm looking at them.
I remember that.
I'm searching through my notes.
The rest of the Scarlet Brotherhood... Scarlet Brotherhood is an organization that dates back to the Twin Devastations. They are and view themselves as the survivors and the sole preservers of Sully's culture and history. That includes a worship of all of the Sully's gods. The Black Brotherhood, on the other hand, are anathema to that. And there are some who whisper that the Black Brotherhood was responsible for the Twin Devastation. Recall that legends tell there were and should have been potent magical protections to thwart the Baklunish sorcerers who tried to strike back against the Sully's empire, and those afforded no protection against it. The entire empire full of the most powerful sorcerers to ever walk the face of Orth, it afforded no protection to them, almost as if they were betrayed from within.
Mm-hmm.
I mention that because if someone is of ancient Suli's ancestry, how might they feel about the Black Brotherhood?
They would have a great hatred for them and want to destroy them. Get vengeance.
Knox has a spiral target on his back.
Well, it's interesting. It makes we're talking about Thurston versus Weejas. Like, which side are we on?
I mean, it's like Alabama versus Georgia. Who do you pull for?
There you go.
That's totally the comparison that came to mind.
I'll tell you.
I know. I look at because all my Canadian friends are like, "What the hell is he talking about?"
I will tell you one more thing before we call it a session, because you may have forgotten. When you were in Eastdale, you were reminded of a very specific part of the myth of Bacob, who is, I believe, the Flan god of either the Flan or the Backloonish god of magic.
I think it's Flan, but yeah.
Bacob, which you saw depicted on there, on the carvings in the Temple of Bacob, is said to have been the only thing to enter Tharizdun's prison.
Oh.
And with that, with Cal having a full belly.
Is there a staff on the necromancer's body?
Yeah, it's like
there is a staff near the necromancer's body. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna post this in for next time because I know we're gonna do some. Some things probably healing.
Quit
and
picking up
repairing and
bad
stuff.
guys' equipment.
No. But we also made a commitment to a very powerful entity.
Yeah.
To the Night Below. Wanted us to destroy the orcs and the Black Heart and return a bunch of items that we had borrowed. Mm-hmm. Just reminding people that that is something that will have to be done at some point because we wanted access through the Night Below's realm to find out the answer to the fishy question. And
yeah, we still have to deal with that.
Yeah.
I suppose I can part with my wand.
Yep.
With that, we will bring our session 207, to a close. So, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for our latest session of our ongoing Night Below campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. I'm quasi on top of these things right now, so I will be able to reply in a reasonable length of time. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have a channel there dedicated to the Night Below campaign, to 5th edition in general, and to most other campaigns we run on the channel. There was also a link down below. There's also, in addition to that, there's a ton of other great channels like Finding a Group or GM Discussion or Virtual Tabletop Discussion. There's a really great community over there, and you are more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to something called to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Now, if you make a purchase through their website, I will just jump ahead here, of $10 or more, you can enter the code MuserWinter, listed down below in the description of this video. It'll save yourself 10% on your purchase, but right now they're having their winter sale on at the time of recording, which I think goes for the month, and the savings there are substantially greater than what they are for the discount code. So the discount code is listed down below. If you are listening to it at a different date, there is a different discount code listed. If you're not familiar with Noble Knight Games, although if you watch this campaign, you've heard me say it a lot of times before, Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America, and their extensive selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print games, if they don't have something in stock, you can put it on a want list. They'll send you an email when it comes in, and for this month, there's some huge savings on a bunch of their games, so you can head on over there, and they've got a great way of filtering stuff, so if you just want to see what's on special, you can find that that way. There's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages, which is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, really incredible organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children, and you can learn all about it by following that link. All donations through that link go directly to them. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from their services. And we've started off our year of charity campaigns this year. I still don't have an idea what we're doing to thank our donors, but any donations that come in this year, we will find a way to thank them. I just don't know what that is yet. Our next charity session will be this coming weekend, where we are playing a session of Freya Lagan's outstanding Walking Dead universe RPG. I'm really looking forward to that one. By which I mean I'm looking forward to eating some player characters. It's going to be tasty. I'm pulling a Kalador. The last thing I will say is an enormous thank you to our stalwart heroes here. So George, Dave, Will, Jeffrey, John, and Andrew, thank you so much for joining us tonight, guys. Congratulations on well and truly defeating one enemy and picking a fight with a much more dangerous one. So we will be back. We'll be back in 1 week's time to see what our heroes choose to do now that Broken Spire Keep has been freed. But until then, we hope that we gave you a couple of hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes are facing, defeating, and getting ready for the next one. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.
See ya.